I've been procrastinating with recording this video for many reasons. And yes, so let's just get going, or I'll never do this video. I am Katya. I am your host. I'm your guide. I'm your coach. I am here to support you. I am absolutely obsessed with helping soulful creatives to design, print, and sell their Oracle cards decks. And this is why you're here. But you're probably asking yourself, well, who is she? Who is Katya? And why do I want to trust her with the process, with guidance, with coaching? That's why I created this video. I also truly believe that people buy from people and connect with people who they know, like, and trust. And it's been like that for centuries. So that's why I want to share my story, a little bit of my story, or we'll be here for a couple of days. That's for my book, for the future book. But I'll share a little bit what's relevant. And I also want to share my philosophy. But before I do that, I want to start with what does life means to me? Well, I guess it's my personal philosophy on life. And life to me spells love, impact with integrity, freedom of expression, and evolvement. Because we constantly evolve, we go to the next level and next level and next level, right? So we constantly evolve in this life. Life is a game, and we're just enjoying it as we're going through levels, right? Through the next level and next level. So again, life to me spells love, impact with integrity, freedom of expression, and evolvement. I always start with that because I believe, again, like I said, people buy and stay with people who they know, like, and trust. And I always start with who I am, not necessarily what I do. And that is part of this video as well. So that's my life philosophy. If you're looking at the business philosophy and how can you make your Oracle card deck successful, I have a philosophy of 80-10-10. So what does it mean? What does 80-10-10 mean? 80% comes from what's between your ears, and that's your mindset. As a certified mindset coach, I can tell you that I coach hundreds and hundreds of clients. And when you start paying attention and start being aware of the thoughts and what's between your ears and how you can reframe and redirect it, everything will change. And more on that, you will find in the following lessons. Okay, I believe that there is a lesson that I named Don't Skip. So don't skip that one. Okay, it's all about the mindset. It's all about different tools, different techniques for you so you can set yourself for success. Do not skip that portion of the membership, okay? So where is another 10% or 20% coming from? So 80% mindset, 10% is inspired align action, and another 10% coming from community collaboration and building relationships. So again, 10% is inspired align action. It's not the inner work is 80%. And you will understand it more when you watch that those videos under don't skip section. Okay. So 10% is for your inspired align action because you do need to have some, you need to do something, you need to show up, you need to show up for yourself, you need to put your offers, you need to put your cards decks in front of more eyeballs, in front of more people, in front of your soul clients, dream clients who cannot wait to buy it. Okay. And the rest 10% is actually comes from collaboration and community. So collaboration is finding the people who you align with, collaborating with them, many different ways you can do that. I don't teach it in this course, but I will definitely have a guest who will share with you different way you can collaborate, right? So, and community, being part of the like-minded community, like-minded people is extremely important. Some of my clients who done Oracle cards decks with me would say, I didn't have a support. I didn't have support maybe from partner, from spouse, from friends, because they don't understand me. I'm weird. I like the cards and they don't understand it. They're not into that. And they maybe even make fun of me or anything like that. But when I found the community, of people who understood me, it was so much easier for me to share it with those who understand and borrow their beliefs instead of with people who don't understand. So community is a huge part of that as well. And building long-lasting partnerships, right? So building long-lasting building long-lasting relationships is not one-way street, right? So it takes some effort as well, right? So that 10%, so when I look at my day, I'm looking at, did I set my day correctly? So what is that was my day? What's going on? Did I set my intention? What is my intention for today? How do I want to feel? There's a whole process, my whole ritual, and I change them. And then if I look at where the internal work is going, it's between the calls that I'm doing. It's before I'm making a video or before I do something else. There's a lot of internal work there. There is a lot of intention setting. I am intending that the right person will be joining this membership. I'm welcoming you here because I'm obsessed with helping you to design, print, and sell your beautiful, stunning Oracle card deck that is going to create ripple effects. It's going to transform other people's life. And this is why I'm so passionate about this work, right? So I'm obsessed with that, absolutely obsessed. And my intention is to bring the like-minded people who will collaborate, who will lift each other up, the safe space, inclusive space. Everyone is welcome here. Diverse, inclusive, safe space, okay? So that is my philosophy. So philosophy on life, love, impact with integrity, freedom of expression and involvement, and 80-10-10. 80% mindset, 10% is your inspired aligned action, and 10% is your collaboration and community, being part of the amazing community, supportive community, and also building strong relationships. Now, a little bit about my background. Now, I told you about who I am and what I believe in, right? So, I actually believe in creating, designing, printing, and selling decks does not need to be complicated, does not need to be expensive, and can be extremely profitable in many different ways. Okay. A little bit about my background. Why me? Why should you follow me? Why should you learn from me? I'm not an expert by any means, and I don't like word expert at all. What I am just like you, as a human being, living this conscious being, living this human experience, and figuring it out as I'm going. I might be just 5 steps ahead of you, but I also have a huge passion for what I'm doing. So if you're looking for an expert with many years of experience in selling and printing and all of that stuff, that's not me. But what I can tell you is that I have a feeling for the stuff, I have a feeling for the art. I do paint myself as well. There is some of my poor paintings that you can see. Don't have others here which are not in that style. But again, I have feeling for that. I'm very connected to the source, to the universe. I spend a lot of time, that's part of my inner work of connecting, understanding what is the intention, what is that inspiration coming in. I work a lot from inspiration as well, right? So, and I can guide you on that. My background, however, is in sales. I've been sales coach. I've been just a sales representative for many years, very successful with sales. Worked in banking and telecommunication industries. I'm certified mindset coach. Yes, this is why mindset is so important. And I also worked, as I said, for telecommunication. I worked for some great companies as a leadership coach, and still do some coaching for different companies as well. Still do mindset coaching, still have one-on-one private clients as well as a mindset coach. But I'm totally obsessed with what I'm doing right now. And that is helping you to design, print, and sell your Oracle cards decks, helping you to do that fast, but also leaning into, if you want to do it fast, if you want to do it slow, it's totally fine as well. We can do it slow as well. And I'm helping you to do it without the breaking the bank. As a sales leader in one of the largest Canadian banks, I led many different teams. I built a lot of strong communities. I know how to collaborate, how to build relationships, how to network. And this is what makes me unique. I bring a lot of corporate background. I also bring a lot of online, business online experience as well in many different areas, okay? I led many successful launches, but I also had a lot that flopped. And I'm not going to say everything is going to be rainbows and roses. That's not how business works. And this is how we evolve and grow, right? So, as I mentioned a little bit about the painting, I love painting. I live in Kentucky. We've been here for about 9 years. I'm actually, I was born in Russia. I grew up in Ukraine. Ukraine is my back home. And I am Canadian by citizen, and I'm also permanent resident in US. We've been here for almost 10 years right now, and we'll be heading back to Canada in a few years to retire. I don't know what retirement is, because this is what I'm going to do when I'm retiring, right? This is my retirement, because it doesn't feel like work. I love, love, love this, and I'm absolutely obsessed with that. So also with my background, as you can tell, I bring a lot of international background. I used to teach mathematics. I am very mathematically, analytically inclined. So I'm both right and left brain at the same time. So I'm super spiritual, not religious, but spiritual. I have a different philosophy than that. But I also want to say that let's just agree that there is something bigger than us, whatever you want to call it, God, universe, source, divine, whatever you want to call it. And everyone is welcome in this community. That's why I'm so passionate about freedom of expression. I'm so passionate about creating this diverse cultural community. So some of the things that I've done to connect to source, to connect to universe is, well, Oracle cards, obviously, right? So I'm obsessed with that. So that is obvious. I'm glad that I mentioned that, right? So it's not an obvious one because I do it all the time, and that's why we're here. But some of the really cool stuff I've done and I found very, very fulfilling, rewarding. I've done actually pour painting readings, and I think it's one of my favorite things. I don't do too many of those ones. I do occasionally because it requires, I actually provide the painting, I ship it to the client, I do the full reading with a full report. So I don't do them very often, but sometimes I do for full moon and new moon and different things. So if you're interested in that, just let me know, and I'll let you know if I have time to do them or not, because it's really, it has to be aligned, has to be for the right person. And I love doing those ones, but they also need to be for the right person with the right energy, right, to set up. So I think that's one was one of the things that I created, designed myself. It just was, I channeled it and I've done it and I love it. I love it. I love it. And my clients who received my pour paintings, they love it too. So the question becomes, how do I start? How did I start with AI? Why do I teach how to design Oracle cards or art for your Oracle cards rather with the help of AI, specifically Midjourney? Yes, we can use other apps as well, other applications as well, and I will put some tutorials on that, but I find that Midjourney generates the best art, okay? But yes, I will have some tutorials for some free apps like Blue Willow, which I do recommend in one of my guides as well. So it's just not as precise, and their prompting is not as good. It's a different way, different technology, so it's not as good as Midjourney. So if you want to design professionally looking, stunning looking art for your cards, I do recommend Midjourney. It's a little bit of investment, but you also don't need, you can focus on that for 3-4 months when you're designing, and then you can just lower your subscriptions there for $10 a month only, and then go and when you need it again, you can turn it back on again, right? So there you can do it many different ways. So how did I start with AI? That was kind of long way to come here. About 16 months ago, 16 or 17 months, let me see here how many days. I do keep track of the days. Unfortunately, the count is still going. About 497 days ago, or almost 500 days ago, what happened in Ukraine and my back home. My brother lives there. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of other family. My brother is there. My older nephew is actually fighting in the front lines. And when the war started, I had a huge, I don't want to call it nervous breakdown, but I had a huge, I don't want to call it setback either. But for the very first time since I've started using all my tools with mindset, coach and mindset tools and all of that stuff, I was lost. I was lost. I was hurt. I experienced feelings that I never experienced in my life. I experienced hate to the point where it was very painful, unbearable. I'm not the person who experienced hate before. I am I'm very open person. I am very welcoming person. I experienced some of the personality, what is that question? What is that word? Personality things with, as I said, I was born in Russia, right? So, and you know what's going on with Russia attacking Ukraine and being in war with Ukraine still almost 500 days now. I had identity crisis. This is what I was looking for. I was born in Russia. I'm half Jewish. I was raised in Ukraine. Ukraine was almost my home, right? So this is where my brother lives. And I almost was ashamed even mentioning that I was born in Russia. I was ashamed of being Russian, and all of these things were just driving me crazy, right? So it was an interesting time in my life. I decided with all the tools that I had and all support that I had, I'm very fortunate. I have an incredible circle of friends, healers, coaches, you name it, who supported me and still is there if they need me. That's why that community is so important. So your circle need to support you, right? You don't want it to be jail. You want a circle who will support you. And I made a very conscious decision and intention not to numb my feelings, but feel them, process them, reframe them. And it wasn't easy, still not easy. Much easier now, almost 500 days in. I learned to live with that. The only comparison I can give maybe to when I lost my dad when I was 11, so the grief and what's going on in the last 500 days, and it's been maybe some comparison, but it's very different. It's very, very different. So why I'm telling you that? And not for the sympathy. And by the way, for everyone who reached out, who talked to me about my story and all of that stuff, I do appreciate it. I thank you, and my family thanks you, because they always feel your support. So thank you. But this is not what I'm sharing that. The reason I'm sharing that I needed to find that outlet. I had some outlet was painting. But with painting, I couldn't, I should have probably brought the picture painting. I have it here behind me somewhere, but I painted this painting. Actually, I'm going to grab it. I didn't plan it, but I'm going to grab it. And I think it's here. Let me see. Yeah. As I said, I did not plan to use it, but I am going to grab. And when the war started and some of my friends were escaping my city, you see my room, I painted this painting that just showing the feelings and let's put it right way. So this is the colors of Ukrainian flag, and all of it is covered in blood, and there is some glimpse of hope with the gold. I do paint a lot of abstract, right? So this is not a poor painting. This is very abstract painting. But I wanted to express and I wanted to transmute what was happening in my feelings into something beautiful and to something more tangible where you can see what it is. I started to get myself involved with artificial intelligence, with AI. They just started few months after the war started, and I started experimenting with different softwares. And then I came across one of my coaches who I worked with. She's former designer at Nike. And she put together this membership and where she was teaching how to use Midjourney and some other stuff as well. But when I joined that, it allowed me to transmute all of my feelings and emotions and turn them into this something beautiful. I don't know if you read my email. I do send it sometimes to my list. It called From War to War to From War to Art. And I will send it again, probably several times, because I just like to share it. That story is part of my story, part of who I am. But that creative outlet of transmuting something so ugly, so heavy into something absolutely beautiful. Most of it is beautiful. Some of my images are heavy too, but most of them are beautiful. That was the start of me to heal, or going through the healing process, or having something to help me with my co-oping and healing process. And at that time, when I started to learn how to use Midjourney, that's been, oh God, September, that was February war started, and I started with membership probably August or September, or maybe even July. So it's about a year ago. I decided I just had this need to do something. I had the need to help, but I did not know how. And I decided that what I'm going to do, I created a project for myself, and I decided that I'm going to create 55 images of goddess of protection of Ukraine, and name is Bereginya. I'm going to share it with you because you have it in your Facebook here. But here, that was one of the first images in very beginner versions of Midjourney. It's still my favorite image, and I named it I Can't Breathe. Because that's how I felt people in Ukraine felt that those days. They were just coming out for the breath, for the fresh air, and they were getting down again. It was everything that was happening, especially in the first months of all of the craziness happening. So that was my very first image. And as I said, I decided that I am going to create 55 images. And I have so many of them. The name of the Ukrainian goddess of protection, Bereginya. And I have, I don't know, I lost count. So what I do is these images that I create, I actually create them as separate products and I sell them. And anything that comes from the images, from the sale, except the fees that I pay for all the things, stripes and everything else, I do send to Ukraine, and I send it directly to Ukraine. I send it to them, and it helps me to be part of something that I'm strongly believe in. And one of the philosophies that I didn't say at the beginning, I also have, is when you don't believe in something strongly, in something, you will fall for everything or something like that. And it gives me a sense of purpose. But it also, art actually for me, there is I cannot paint something like that yet. And I say yet because I might be able to, but not yet. But for me to create something beautiful out of the ugliness of all of that, what was happening and the happiness of everything that was happening, it's incredible. And until now, when I have that really heavy feelings like today, there was a big attack in Ukraine, not on my city, but in a city where I know a lot of friends. And when I text my friends, I'm sorry, and trying to ask them, are your loved ones okay? I have a lot of friends in Canada who are from Ukraine, and we're all from different cities. That is something that I still, till now, I'll grab my journey and I'll create Virginia. So that's the very first one, and she's dear to my heart. It is a limited edition. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I will probably offer it as a print somehow. And then this was created with exact same prompt, but it was previous. I don't think it was 5.2, but I think it was 5.1 or maybe 5. I can't remember. I think it's 5.1. I can't remember exactly. It's exact same prompt. You can see the difference, right? So in details and all of that stuff, but this one is still so dear to my heart. I know this video is getting long and maybe you not even watching it anymore, but it's totally okay. But I wanted to share my story and just share who I am and why I do what I do. And it's simple in that I am obsessed because I know that this creative outlet of what I'm helping you to, and I don't even want to say master, I don't think we'll ever master it. It's growing so fast and changing so fast. I don't think anyone can master it. But putting your creativity, using the creative outlet, so you can help yourself to move through some of the challenging times. But think about it, how when you designing something, when you designing the stunning oracle cards, where you put a thought into that, where you follow the process that I teach, and how it will resonate with your people when they actually hold your cards in their hands. That energy is there, right? So the energy of my cards, and it's not only me, but I have a friend who actually I went to see in Vancouver, and she touched my cards and she said the energy of these cards is just out of this world, and I want it when they're available, right? So I just want to say that when you channel what you truly believe in, and when you channel that impact that you want to create for your audience, you will create incredible product. And whatever way you decide to use it, either sell it electronically, digitally, or sell it undeckable, or as by the way, Nick is coming next week, right? So as I'm doing that, and if you're watching it later on, it's inside membership. You can watch the replay. Nick is founder. Nick Kellett is the founder of Deckable, and he's coming to membership to talk about it, about his app, which is like Audible for Oracle cards. And that's part of me, this 10% of collaboration, community, and building relationships, so I can bring it to you guys. But I digress. What I wanted to say is that when you have this passion, and I know everyone who I attract has incredible passion of impacting, creating the large impact through their work, either through the cards, whatever way it will be. But that transformation piece, when you really lean into that and follow the process that I'm teaching you to follow, you will create this incredible product that will change people's lives. And that is why I'm obsessed about what I'm doing here. Yes, it is about designing, printing, and selling your Oracle cards, but it is so much more. It's about changing people's lives. And I know that it changed my life, and it's continued to change it. And that is why, as I said, I'm obsessed. And I'm sorry, I am getting a little bit emotional here, but I am obsessed because I know that everyone who I can help, and my goal, if you haven't known that or not, my mission in 2023 is to help 1,000 soulful creatives to design and print and sell their cards. Design and print and start selling, right? So the selling process is longer. That's why you want to be in a membership. Designing and printing, it's faster process, but then you need to come up with different strategies, and you'll have them here in this membership as well. So yes, it is about designing, printing, and selling cards, but it's so much more. This is transformational tool. This is transformational tool of self-reflection. This is transformational tool of creating better retention in your memberships. This is a transformational tool of creating better results for your clients and your programs and your courses. This is a transformational tool for you because you can add this additional income for your bottom line in your business. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And this is why I'm here. I'm here for you. So if you're still here, if you're still listening, thank you so much for listening to this long video. I love you. I appreciate you. You're here for a reason. There is no coincidences. And thank you for being in this membership. And thank you for bringing your energy to this membership.